What's up, everyone? My name is Sean, and today we're talking about posture. Did you know there's one single thing that can cause an entire marching arts group to succeed or fail? And somehow I'm going to fit an overview of this highly important thing into one short little video. Postures are performative stance that allows us to go from sitting on a couch rewatching all of WandaVision in order to finally find Mephisto, to standing proud and tall on a stage or a field. But it's easy enough to say stand tall. Why is posture so critical to the marching arts? First off, let's get nerdy. Let's look at a standard US football field. Adding up all these yards, including the end zones, we get about 360 feet across and 160 feet deep. If you never march outside the sidelines, this gets us 57,000 square feet of space to perform upon. How much space do you think you take up? Look down at your feet and make a square out of the space. How large is that square? 1 square foot. Because it's a foot and square foot. Point is, you don't take up a lot of space. Our performance feels 57,000 feet and you take up 1. However, through great posture, you can stand tall enough and broad enough to visibly take up more space. You become superhuman in a sense and own the space around you. Through unison posture from person to person, the audience's mind will connect people together to make shapes, further taking up space, and then you've got marching band. So let's break it down. The basic standard posture can be defined by 5 points of alignment. Starting from the bottom, we have ankles, followed by the knees, the hips, the shoulders, and finally the ears. Unless otherwise defined for the moment, these 5 points should exist stacked on top of one another in a single plane of space. This stack should separate the individual points of alignment by their maximum distance to ultimately lead to the tallest version of you. Starting with your ankles, let's plant your feet firmly over your dot and you're pretty much done there, but we'll return later when we talk about weight distribution. Next, the legs should be straight in order to assist placing the knees directly over the ankles. Note that hyperextending backwards and the knee forcing the leg straight does not actually serve to stack your points of alignment, but only to cut off your blood supply. Take a moment, feel what it's like to have your knees bent, hyperextended, and then finally stacked. Moving along to the hips, let's grab a hold of our hip bones and feel what it's like to move this hip bowl around. Our hips can shift left and right, or forwards and backwards. If you can imagine your hips as a giant bowl of soup, you want to place this bowl delicately on top of your legs without spilling. Sloshing the soup side to side will leave you a mess to clean up, and no one likes that, so keep it level. However, most of us naturally stand with our hip bowl tilted forward ever so slightly, spilling from the front. In my case, I have some assets that make it difficult to get level. However, by tightening my abs and rotating my hips slightly, I can get closer to a level bowl and therefore more parallel stomach and back. This effort maximizes our height while also granting our legs a significant amount of mobility. Continuing up to the shoulders, these should be wide but relaxed. It's common for people to slouch these forward to hide or pull them back with a lot of tension. Neither is the answer we're seeking today. We want relaxed and wide. We can feel this out by raising our shoulders up to our ears to make our neck disappear, pull them back as far as they can go, make it nice and tense, and then release. Just actually release your shoulders. Let them fall naturally. Unless you have a structural issue with your skeleton, your shoulders will fall exactly where we need them to be. Note that your shoulders are naturally rounded slightly forward. This is okay. We simply don't want this roundedness exaggerated. Don't waste energy on your shoulders when we need it for your arms, legs, core, and everything else that's going to start to hurt soon. Last but not least, your ears. As much as these naturally sit on top of your shoulders, our habit of hunching over desks and toilets can cause drift over time. You can experiment with your alignment by pushing your neck forward like a turtle, pulling it back until you've got 87 chins, and then letting it sit in a position that feels elongated both in the front and back of your neck. This is a great opportunity to take a photo or use a buddy. You can't see your own ears, so if you've got a problem here, it's not something you can likely fix yourself. Use technology or your friends to help make you better. Last but not least, the piece de resistance, weight distribution. We should be taking our perfect posture that's stacked vertically and inching it ever so slightly forward, 5 degrees, probably less, an ant's eyelash forward, putting just a little bit more weight in the balls of our feet than the heels. This is going to place the weight in the middle of our foot instead of our heels, giving us more opportunity to push off into whatever comes next. Note that this ever so slight lean forward comes all the way from the ankle joints, not from the hips or the knees or somewhere else. This is an entire body leaning ever so slightly forward to give you forward presence and the ability to move. And that's it. Now you have perfect posture, so let's review with a pop quiz. Name your 5 points of alignment. Ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and ears. What, did the stick figure not help you? All right, well, let's try again. 5 points of alignment are ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and ears. Time for an exercise. In this exercise, we'll be stacking our posture from the ground up in order to build our muscle memory. First, let's walk through it loosely. Relax your body, hit your worst possible posture, then stand tall and confident into the posture you now know as standard. Look at that superhero. Next, let's put a beat to it. We'll relax everything over, letting our spine curl and our knees buckle, and then spend 8 counts to get all the way back up. I'll do it the first time we watch, and then you follow along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're there. And here we go. We're going to count it through. 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're there. Nice job. Let's review the 5 points real quick. You should be stacked nice and tall. Every single point of alignment right on top of each other, from the ankles to the knees to the hips to the shoulders to the ears. And you know what? Just for posterity, let's do that again. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're there. Fantastic. How'd you do? Remember, this video alone will not give you perfect posture. Practice this at every moment you have, from standing in basics block to music block to just because in the middle of your living room. Perfect practice will make perfection possible. Posture is going to be continually reviewed and re-emphasized in future videos, so if you ever hear the words lift up, that means fix your posture. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the next video. Bye.